Hi everyone, I'm back on cooking duty today, and today I'm going to be making lamb kebabs with chips and salad and a pita bread on the side and chocolate fondant for dessert with potentially meringue and ice cream. The ice cream's going to be out of a tub, I'm afraid. I'm doing the best I can to make it gluten-free and dairy-free. I think the only issue I might have with the dairy is the factories have got milk in them. It's one of the disclaimers they put on the bottom of chocolate bars and all these kind of things. So there shouldn't be any milk in the ingredients, but there's always potential contamination. Don't know how that would happen. So let's see how we get on. See you in a bit. So we're going to start with a chocolate fondant. This chocolate fondant is gluten-free and dairy-free. With a small disclaimer, see the comments. So we're going to start by melting some dairy-free butter over a bain-marie of some hot water. So once the butter has melted, we're going to use the butter to spread inside our ramekins. So this recipe that we're going to put in the comments section is for double the quantity that I'm doing because I've only got 4 ramekins. So I'm going to butter up 4 ramekins. Once the 4 ramekins have been buttered up, we're going to stick the 4 ramekins in the freezer just until we're ready for them, so to freeze the butter. The butter that we've got left, we're going to save for later, so just put it in a bowl and get it ready because we're going to need to re-butter those ramekins later. Next we're going to get our chocolate ready and get the chocolate melted over the bain-marie with some butter. So I've got, again, like I said, it's half the recipe that I'm going to put in the comments. So it's 100 grams of chocolate and 100 grams of dairy-free butter. So while the chocolate and the butter are melting, we're going to get together 2 eggs and 2 egg yolks. While whisking that, we'll be also keeping an eye on our butter and chocolate as it melts in the bain-marie. So I'm going to have some egg whites left over from the 2 egg yolks, so that's going to come in handy later for my meringue. So I'm going to get 100 grams of golden granulated sugar It should actually be golden caster sugar, but I got the wrong stuff. But hey ho, it's all sugar, so it should be good. So I'm going to now beat that in with the egg yolks. So the chocolate's all melted, it's all ready, so we're going to set this aside for 10 minutes just to cool. So I've whisked the eggs until it's nice and frothy and it leaves a bit of a trail. Next we need 100 grams of gluten-free flour. And we're going to sift the flour into the eggs and then give them a good old beating. Once the eggs and the flour have had a good old beating, we're going to mix the chocolate and butter in with the eggs and flour. We're going to do this in 3 parts, so we're going to do one part and then mix it, and then another part and mix it, and obviously another part and then mixing it. Once all that's mixed together, we're going to get his ramekins out of the freezer. So now we've got the ramekins out of the freezer, we're going to re-butter them all around the insides. Nice, give a good coating of butter all the way around the insides, and then we're going to use our cocoa and we're going to pour that into the ramekin, and we're going to give it a good shake around to try and get the cocoa all the way around the edges and all the way in the bottom of the ramekin. This gives it a good coating, it makes the sides of the fondants nice and crispy, and it helps you get the fondant out of the ramekin at the end of the baking. And we repeat that for all 4 ramekins. Next we get his mixture and just evenly distribute it on around the 4 ramekins. Once you've put them in the ramekins, they're ready to just go and sit in the freezer. And these are now ready for whenever you want to bake them. They'll last a good few months in the freezer. Obviously we're going to cook 2 tonight. So I don't like to waste anything, so these are the egg whites I had earlier, and there's some caster sugar and some icing sugar, and we're going to make some meringues. So I'm going to set the oven up to about 100 degrees, and then we're going to cover a tray with parchment paper. Apparently parchment paper is a lot better than greaseproof paper for getting the meringues off at the end after the bake. So next I'm going to pour the egg whites into a blender. I want about 58 grams of caster sugar, which is about half of what the recipe is, ready for when my egg whites are a bit fluffier. I've never done these before, so I asked a little mate to help me and make sure we were doing this right. After a bit of time, the egg whites did get there and they're nice and fluffy and ready to go. But now I'm going to beat in the sugar, so I'm just going to pour it in and then just pour so much in, and then 3 or 4 seconds later pour a bit more in, and just keep doing that until it's all gone. So the mixture, when it's done, should be nice and thick and glossy. Now I need to weigh out 80 grams of icing sugar. So now I'm going to sieve the icing sugar slowly into the mix, and every so often we're going to fold the icing sugar in there. This took quite some time, as you can see. So the mixture, when it's done, it should look all nice and smooth and billowy. Next we're going to get a tablespoon and spoonful, I don't know, 6 blobs I'm going to do of meringue onto our baking sheet. And this wants to go into the oven at the 100 degrees for about an hour and a half. Next we're going to look at making the Tzatziki. So we want half a quarter of cucumber, depending on how much you want to make. And then we're going to cut this up. So we want to dice this, but we need to take out the middle. So what I do is I quarter it, as it were, like this, and then I kind of cut down the middle and take the seeds out, and it just leaves the drier bit. What you can do is you can leave it overnight once it's all diced and it takes out the moisture a bit, and leave it in a sieve or something. I'm not too fussed about doing that because it works fine if you're going to have it that same day. So next we're going to get some of our dairy-free yoghurt. So it's an Alpro yoghurt, so it's a Greek style yoghurt, and we're going to add about 170 grams to our chopped cucumber. You are supposed to use fresh mint, but nowadays I just get a bit lazy, so I use a bit of a mint sauce, which is a teaspoon and a half, and then some garlic puree as well, just a few squirts, instead of fresh garlic, which you can also use if you use like two cloves is usually enough. And we mix it all together with a pinch of salt. It's not in the recipe, but I like to add some lemon juice as well, which gives it a little bit of sharpness. 1 teaspoon is sufficient. Once it's done, go and stick it in the fridge and leave it till you're ready to eat it. Finally, we're going to put together the lamb kebabs. So we've got 500 grams of lean lamb mince. We're going to add a teaspoon of cumin and 2 teaspoons of ground coriander. And a couple of teaspoons of mint sauce again, rather than the fresh mint. And another good squeeze of garlic puree instead of the cloves of garlic, the fresh cloves of garlic. And then give it all a good mix together. Lovely messy job. Yummy. Add a pinch or 2 of salt. Some pepper. So there's usually enough mix to make about 8 kebabs. So you just roll it out into about 8 different balls, all about the same size. I use scales because I like to be precise, so I use a balance to try and get all the them all the right weight. And then give each ball a good roll in your hand, and then just once they've been rolling in your hand for a minute, you just roll them out into a nice sausage shape with the heel of your hand, just like this. And you do the same with all 8. As I said earlier, there's a portion for the freezer and a portion for us to eat tonight for tea. You put the ones you're going to have for tonight in the tea in the fridge, ready to cook. An hour and a half's over and the meringues are ready. Let's see what they're like. They should be nicely a coffee colour and then lovely and ready. These will be left to cool. Now for the rest of the main course. We've got some fries in the air fryer. A shop-bought salad bowl just mixed together, ready to go. And then we're going to fry the kebabs on the cooker, get them browned up on a high heat, and then just cook them on a medium heat for 10 to 15 minutes, depending how well done you like them. The fries are ready. The gluten-free pita breads are ready. Get the Tzatziki out the fridge and then just give it a nice little circular dab of olive oil. Let's get the oven back up to 180 for the fondants for after dinner. Once the oven's up to temperature, get these in just as you're going to serve dinner up. Lamb kebabs with gluten-free pita bread, chips or fries, and a mixed salad and a homemade Tzatziki, which is also milk-free. Bon appetit! Let's get the fondants out the oven. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Boom.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Woo.
Hey! Bon appetit!
Gary's turn now. Let's have a look. Ooh.
Yum yum.
Hiya folks, well done Gary.
Thank you. It was nice, wasn't it? Nice tea.
An afternoon of total cooking, baking, prepping, planning. You did it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did it. Yeah. But most of that stuff I've cooked before.
Yeah.
And I've been slowly edging out the milk and the gluten in those recipes. But the fondants, it's the first time I've done them, gluten-free and dairy-free. The chocolates and the cocoa, there's potentially milk in the environment where it was manufactured, but I can live with that. But, you know, hopefully in the future you can get proper dairy-free chocolate, because it is just dark chocolate. There shouldn't be any milk in it at the end of the day. But there you go. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it all turned out really well. And if people don't want to use the gluten-free stuff, the recipe is just a normal recipe. You just use normal flour, and it is a really good recipe. We'll put the website, I think it's Good Food, but it's based on a Gordon Ramsay recipe as a chocolate fondant.
You're going to do more of it, aren't you?
Yeah, we'll do more.
Every 2 weeks you said, and
I'm going to try.
Yeah, and I've said that we've got 2 of these books. We've got another one which is about dinners and making meals and stuff by Becky Excel. It's how to bake anything gluten free, and I got this.
We'll put a picture over because I think it's backwards, isn't it? Will it be backwards? I don't know.
Put a picture through over, and I remember we got it. I was like, oh, that's a really nice book, but I was in a bit of a mood because I used to love my Mary Berry book, and I knew that would probably, well, actually, you could use that.
This is what I'm trying to prove. You change the ingredients.
But I'm going to start also doing baking stuff when I'm doing the reading vlogs. Obviously, the one I'm doing now is too late. That ship has passed. But there's so many things you can do, like coffee and cream eclairs.
Again, I think it's not just a gluten-free recipe. I'm sure you could whack the gluten back in, and it'd probably be just as nice. So, yeah.
And we don't eat this stuff all the time.
No.
So once every 2 weeks, look at those donuts.
Oh, wowzers.
And once every month, in my case, make it, and then, I mean, some of it we can even give to neighbours and stuff.
Give away?
Look at that.
I want to eat that.
Look at that.
The giveaway.
There is ways round stuff and that as well.
Oh, wowzers. Yeah, lovely stuff, isn't it?
And she does a Christmas section. She's also done a book on meals and stuff. But there's so many people out there at the minute that are really, really using their imagination to create and bring a lot to the table, actually.
Well, those chocolate fondants, I've noticed no difference whatsoever using a gluten-free flour. No difference whatsoever. And the Tzatziki, I've substituted normal Greek yogurt for like an Alpro dairy-free Greek yogurt. No difference. I actually prefer the Alpro yogurt now to normal Greek yogurt.
Strange, isn't it? Are your taste changing? Some more of it's coming, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll do more. I'll have a look, and I'm going to try and do recipes that can be both gluten-free and not gluten-free, I think. So I might start looking at the Mary Berry book and try and see if I can do those recipes, but without the dairy, without the gluten, and see what happens. It's possible. Sometimes it doesn't work as well. The Yorkshire puddings, they're different. They come out nice, but they are slightly different. They're not what you'd expect for a Yorkshire pudding. But I think it depends how much egg you put in the end on them.
Yeah,
but,
because you can...
Yeah, you're good. Sorry, I've just said but at the end of sentences sometimes for no reason at all.
Because we are really thinking, at the minute, really thinking about the future of this channel, because we really want to put a lot of effort into it, don't we? Bring a lot to the table.
Yeah.
The 3 channels at first was a bit overwhelming for me, because obviously I've got 2 more, but actually I'm getting my head around it now and finding a way to actually, because I'd got to a point where I'm not doing it on evenings and I'm not doing it on weekends, that's my time off, but actually a lot of YouTube as well is actually a hobby as well. That's why people flare at it, because it's not just work. If you look at it just work, you don't want to do it. But if you look at it as creation and hobby, you want to do more of it.
Bit of fun as well. Have a bit of fun. This channel's all about a bit of fun as well.
Even though this week we've got an natter plan towards this end of this week called The Spares. Where we're going to be discussing Margaret, Harry and Andrew.
Yeah, after the Netflix TV drama.
But even those, we're going to keep them light, because there's no need to take it too
No. I'm involved, so it's going to be very light.
You saying?
Well,
my channel's not light.
You know what I mean? I will bring some humour.
Yeah.
It might not be to everybody's taste, but I'll try and bring a bit of humour to it.
And we're also getting a gym, aren't we?
Yes, we're in the process of creating our own gym in the conservatory, because the cost of a gym membership was ridiculous.
It's not just that as well. We're finding it really hard to get to one gym in particular because of where it's placed and the main road to it. They're just playing with it so much. I mean, somebody put today on our local group that it took them an hour to get to the gym.
Wow.
Because they had one event on that road.
Oh, it was the 10K this weekend in Lincoln. It took me, you usually can get around anywhere in Lincoln in 15 minutes. It took me 25 to get to the tip on Saturday. Get rid of the massive treadmill box. Which, and that was early doors, so God knows what it was like during the day, because a lot of roads are closed and things, but that main road is shocking. Skellingthorpe Road, I think it is. Shocking. Because there's building work, there's schools, there's a train track, and when you get to where you need to turn for the gym, you can't turn right.
So you've got to keep going, and again, it's ridiculous. And also, I know I'm particularly finding, and I've never done this before, but I'm really finding gyms are too overwhelming. The music, the lights, the people, the energy, everything in it is just... I find them all right in little hotel gyms, but I just find it's just there's too much. I think they've gone too big and too much equipment it's like, whoa.
It's people with attitude in there as well, isn't there?
Yeah, we used to go to Everlast. We don't go there now, so I can say where it is. But they changed it, and they made it really young and funky, and it's just attracted in a lot of ego. And it's, yeah. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it should be good. We've got all the pieces of kit that Claire likes.
Treadmill, we've got the treadmill built up. Cross trainer and bike are coming on Tuesday. We've got some weights I already had. We've got some kettlebells. Yes, it'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be good. It's nice to be able to just get up on a morning and do a bit of gym work rather than have to trek all the way across Lincoln to go to a gym. I mean, like I said, we found another one which might have been easier to get to, but it was £50 each a month, which, you know, some people might say that's not a lot, but for me it's just like, well, that's over a year, that's, you know, 1,200 quid. And that's where we had that discussion. I said, well, for that money we might be able to create our own gym.
And gyms are getting more busier as well. I saw something on TikTok which randomly freaked me out, because we just started talking about gyms, and then somebody talking about gyms comes up on TikTok. And she was saying she'd like me, going to the gym since forever, since the noughties, and she hates it now because she says every night between 5 and 10, gyms are just rammed. And she said about the bad energy, the ego, the fact that they're using equipment just to sit and text on, and it eats into your day, because the traffic at the minute everywhere, I think in cities and country, is just crazy.
Yeah, it's not good. So yeah, it'd be good. Save a bit of time. Eventually save a bit of money, as long as the kit lasts. And that's it, really. It's really good. It's been a gym week, hasn't it? With the Apprentice winner being a gym here as well.
What do you think to Apprentice this week, the winner? What do you think to the Apprentice in total? I used to really enjoy it, and I'm not sure.
Not sure.
A lot of people have said they've not been sure.
Yeah.
In fact, I was watching a YouTube video this afternoon, and the same couple, Lauren and the Bucks, they were talking about the Apprentice, and they were saying that it's just that they've not enjoyed this one as much.
It's a shame, because the best person didn't win. And if it had been on the old strategy when it used to be a job offer, then I don't think either of those would have won. They only got there because of the potential businesses that they had that they could invest in. And we'll see, but
it was an odd one.
It was an odd one, yeah.
I've said the last couple I've not, usually I used to go, right, it's Apprentice, and really look forward to it. But I found myself really zoning out with it a lot, and not really. Same with the Dragon's Den as well. I used to really enjoy that as well, and I've gone...
Yeah, again, I think a lot with Dragon's Den, there was somebody talking about it online, actually. They were saying how Dragon's Den and Apprentice are not that great for entrepreneurs anymore. But they are good for advertising. You know what I mean? And a lot of them, I think they only go on there to advertise the products.
We've done that. We've just got some gluten-free cereal from that place.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
Cheeky something.
Cheeky Nibbles or something.
Yeah. But she's been overwhelmed.
And she can't fulfill her orders.
She's struggling to fill the orders because she just got so many orders in one go. So we ordered with a taster box where you could choose all the flavours. And we've only got 2 of them so far, haven't we?
Yeah.
Hopefully the other two will come. They are nice though. I'll give her that. And you know, I'll probably order again, because they are nice, and you know, they're what we want. And give a benefit of doubt, I think, because it's not fair. To just go, rubbish that, wasn't it? Because you know, I didn't get my stuff when I wanted my stuff.
A lot of that out there.
And it's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. We'll give it. I'll give it one more go when it's settled down a bit more. I reckon. Maybe a couple of weeks after we get his last 2, see what they're like.
Yeah. Probably told you we've booked Hampton Court and Windsor.
Yep.
We've got one of King Charles's golden tickets to Balmoral, haven't we?
We have, yes. We've got the, is it £100 a head to go into Balmoral. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do a video because videos are not allowed inside, not even photographs, which is a little bit disappointing. So we won't be able to take you in there with us, but I think we'll try and do a chat afterwards, after we've come out. Yeah. Try and find somewhere quiet. Sometimes it's really difficult in these big houses to just find somewhere quiet to do stuff like that. Because the world's just so busy. Everywhere's just so busy. And it's, you know, unless you get a free guided tour when it's empty, you struggle to do stuff like that. But we've got some microphones now. So we're going to try. I was going to trial them this afternoon, and then I remembered I'd left them in the living room while Claire was doing a video in the living room, so I didn't want to interrupt. I was very good. Very close to coming in, I've got to admit. So we'll try those at some stage.
I've just found out that Charles is doing a lot actually to say he's off. He's opening up Buckingham Palace, the front of it. Again, golden tickets, and you can go into the room where the balcony is, but at the minute, you can't actually obviously go to the balcony. Imagine that for a vlog. But you can go to where the windows is up and look out, and I think that's quite a good thing. That actually,
it shows that he's got an idea that he needs to open it up a bit more, and it's not.
Got to get a new generation interested in it because a lot of the youngsters are not, and I think it's become so unreachable, a lot of the castles and palaces. And you look, we've said this conversation when we went to Orthorpe, where there's some houses are really good at like food places, you've got to upsell these places.
Burley House is brilliant, wasn't it?
And like Orthorpe, there wasn't that much there.
No, he's struggling. Well, he's not struggling, but he don't really give a shit about people coming to his house, I don't think, because he's not open that long, is he? And he's got loads of areas for food and things.
He's in a sticky place though, isn't he? Because his sister's in the back garden. It must be it's a very fine line to tread.
Why?
I don't know, because why is it?
What I mean?
I do know from what obviously I'm reading his book now, so there's been a lot of trauma there, a lot. And I know he's been writing that book for the past few years, and there was a point where Althorpe was like literally neglected. Because he just couldn't cope with it until he got his third wife, and now they're starting to put a lot of work into it, and that could be the reason. He could have just flipped out of it.
I mean, you said as well that he might have got a bit overwhelmed after Diana died. The tourism
we went there in the 90s, and it was coach after coach after coach after coach after coach. It was rammed, and he must have made some from that.
Possibly, yeah.
That were on for years, that when it was rammed.
And he might like the quiet life now, I don't know. You know what I mean? So, I mean...
It was nice, wasn't it? I enjoyed all that.
It was nice, yeah. But I think he can do more. He's got some areas where eating places and stuff that just weren't open.
Imagine afternoon teas at Althorpe. You're watching this. Afternoon teas at Althorpe.
Yeah, you could do all those kind of things. You could have a restaurant. It's doable. Donington Hall down the road do it. Burley House, really good this weekend. Last weekend.
Ice cream parlours, different eatery places for different needs.
Yeah, there was one at the house. There was one in the gardens. There was massive kids' playground in the gardens, weren't they? It did everything really. It was almost like an amusement park. Bit like Alnwick as well. That was saying, wasn't it? Alnwick Gardens. We went around there. With big kiddies playground. They're both very similar those actually, with the fountains and all that kind of stuff.
I think COVID knocked a lot of these big houses down a bit, and it's taken them a while to come back, hasn't it?
Possibly. I think a
lot of people's mojo, especially in leisure, got affected in a big way, and I don't think we appreciate just how much. And to then come back and look at my old business, the rules I'd put in place, and don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. It's taken a lot of people. It
would have been a scary place to come back into, like, serving the general public after COVID. It must have been a very... Because we didn't want to do it, did we?
No. Not because we were scared, because there was just... you're dealing with other people scaring us.
You're dealing with fear, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like we were scared, but we were scared that people were going to be scared when they came. And it's like, how do you respond? You have to wear masks. You have to wear face shields.
I told her.
Yeah, no.
This is why I said I am not doing fuming facials with a visor on, gloves, a rubber mask, and a rubber pinny. I'm not. That's not feet, and I just couldn't do it, and that's why I didn't really go there again. Because I've had a facial where they've worn gloves, and it's not a nice experience. It's horrible. It feels like you're having an operation. At dentist, you've got that latexy smell.
Lovely.
You've got rubber running over your face.
Certain people might like that kind of stuff, but there you go.
Anyway.
Less of fetishes.
Yes. Get this vlog uploaded.
We'll get this vlog uploaded. Right then, let's get off, and I'll get this vlog.
We should
uploaded.
have. I was thinking, you know, we should name your section of YouTube.
Yeah. In what way?
Lincoln Riviera Orchard.
Lincoln Riviera Orchard.
We'll be doing jars of jam next, numbered 1 to 50.
That's what I'm doing next week. I'm going to do some jam.
Guess who's got number
Gary's
1?
jam.
Gazzy's jam.
Gary's jam.
Gary's jam.
Gaz's jam.
Gazzy's jam. Strawberry jam surrounded by lemons. Stop it, Claire. I actually thought it was lemon jam she's done.
That's marmalade, isn't it? No, it's not.
No, but it's actually strawberry jam
lemon
that
curd,
she's...
that's what.
And I was like, anyway.
She's never going to beat bloody Robertson's, though, is she?
But apparently, these lot know this. Since she's launched her jam this week, everybody's gone onto Highgrove and ordered Charles's jam from Highgrove.
I know, yeah.
People are just off the rocker, aren't they?
Well, didn't you hear about somebody hijacking Meghan's website?
No.
Well, not specifically her website, but they bought the domain in England. So, whatever it is, what is it?
American Riviera Orchard. I know.
American Riviera Orchard.co.uk. They bought that. But they did it for charity. They didn't do it for nefarious reasons. But I think that's what happened, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was just a story that popped up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The lifestyle stuff's good if you do it properly and if you just, it's...
Yeah, you should have gone on Apprentice, Megan, though, because that's what that guy says, doesn't he? You've got to make sure you get all your domain names. Because if you don't get your domain names, somebody else can buy them. And that's what that guy did, didn't he? The interviewer bought all the domain names that this company, this lass wanted to take. And it's like, can I have them back, please?
Yeah. Anyway.
On that note.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.